Time. It's the ticking of a clock, the beat of your heart, and the turning of the earth, right? But what if I told you that everything you know about time is a lie? And that it might not even exist at all? Let's start simple. What is time? To Isaac Newton, time was an absolute river, flowing steadily forward, unaffected by the things around it. A universal constant. To Albert Einstein, time was something altogether different. A flexible fabric, woven into space itself, bending, stretching, even slowing down, depending on gravity or speed. But here's the thing. Both Newton and Einstein assumed one thing. They assumed time was real. What if it's not? What if time is just an illusion? This brings us to one of the most fascinating paradoxes in science. The experience of time is universal, yet time itself might not exist. How can something shape every moment of our lives but still be fundamentally unknowable? Imagine waking up tomorrow, but the clocks, the day-night cycle, and even your memories don't indicate that time is passing. Without these markers, how would you know time was moving at all? Is it possible that our brains are the only reason time feels real? Let's imagine for a second that time stops. What happens? Do all events freeze, like a paused video, or do they cease to exist entirely? Physicists use thought experiments to explore these scenarios, a mental playground for impossible ideas. Without time, causality breaks down. Effects can no longer follow causes. Drop a glass of water, and the shatter wouldn't follow the drop because there's no after. Without time, our very sense of reality collapses. And yet, there's a strange twist. In the quantum world, particles behave in ways that suggest time doesn't flow at all. Quantum particles can exist in two states simultaneously, or jump between energy levels without traveling the space in between. To them, everything happens all at once. This is the world Schrödinger's cat lives in, a superposition where it's alive and dead simultaneously. Could time itself be like this, existing and not existing depending on how you observe it? Now, let's take a journey into the history of thought about time. Aristotle believed time was infinite and unchanging, a backdrop for motion. Centuries later, Immanuel Kant proposed that time isn't out there in the universe at all. It's a framework our brains impose to make sense of reality. In other words, time might not exist outside of our minds. Here's the question. If time is just an illusion, why do we experience it so vividly? Why do we age? Why do stars die? And what happens to concepts like progress, history, or even memory itself? What about black holes? Near the event horizon, gravity is so strong that time slows down dramatically. If you could hover near a black hole and watch a new universe, you'd see millions of years flash by in mere minutes. Unraveling time isn't just a philosophical exercise. It could solve some of the biggest mysteries of the universe. For instance, what caused the Big Bang? Without time, the answer might not be a what, but a why not. If time is an illusion, then the beginning of the universe might simply be one frozen frame in a cosmic film reel. But what about the future? If time doesn't flow, does that mean the future already exists? Could we someday step outside the timeline entirely, traveling to other nows? Theoretical physicists and science fiction writers alike have imagined machines capable of bending time, portals to the past and future. Imagine stepping through a door and finding yourself in the Jurassic period, surrounded by dinosaurs, or leaping ahead to the year 3000. If time is an illusion, then these moments might already exist, waiting for us to find a way to access them. The concept of time also stretches into biology. Did you know that humans perceive time differently than animals? Flies, for example, see the world in slow motion because their nervous systems process visual information faster. Meanwhile, as we age, our perception of time speeds up. Our childhood summers felt endless, but as adults, years seem to vanish in an instant. Why? One theory is that our brains encode fewer novel experiences as we age, making time feel compressed. But what if this isn't just perception? Could the illusion of time speeding up be a glimpse of its true nature? So what is time? Is it a river, an illusion, or something else entirely? Maybe the answer isn't about defining time, but about how we use it. Because in the end, time might not shape us, we shape it. What do you think time really is? Let us know in the comments.